Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. Well, actually apartment renovation. And we are back in Evergreen Harbor at one of the Stonestreet Apartments. I believe this is number 4. I can't remember. It's either 3 or 4. There's only 2 of them. But I actually recorded this so many months ago at this point, and I'm finally getting around to sharing it. It is for no other reason other than the fact that I was pre-recorded out months and months and months, and then I started scattering pre-recorded content out at different times, and I almost completely forgot about this apartment, and I'm so glad I didn't because I really enjoyed it. So I decided to renovate this apartment for a novelist and their 2 children, and that was pretty much as far as it went, but I don't know, I just really liked this apartment. There is a formal living room and then kind of a family room, which I thought was really nice in an apartment unit. These apartments in Evergreen Harbor are more so, I don't want to say normal sized, but compared to some of the larger apartments in San Myshuno, these are a little bit more realistic, I suppose. But having a formal living room and then a family room being completely separate in an apartment to me is kind of amazing. I didn't know what I was going to do with that extra space. I was originally going to make it an office, but I kind of thought maybe the novelist, the adult in this apartment, maybe they actually just have their desk and whatnot in their bedroom because they often, I don't know, maybe they sit in that formal dining, not dining room, formal living room, formal family room. There's a family room and a living room. The family room is where the family gathers to like watch TV and things. The living room is for like a sitting area, right? Am I remembering that correctly? I hope I'm remembering that correctly. Anyway, I was thinking that they spend a lot of time there either speaking with their editor or, I don't know, interviewing people for certain novels that they are actually creating to kind of figure out characters. I was thinking it was a little bit of a creative space, but not where they actually sat down to write. And I think with 2 kids in an apartment, it kind of makes sense. So hopefully that translates. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But I was really excited. I really liked the idea. And the first room that we were working on, as you can see, is the kitchen. And I was very, very excited to use the darker swatch of these Jungle Adventure counters. I don't use them as often as I used to because I overused them quite a lot when I first got the Jungle Adventure pack and when I really started building a lot more. And that's mainly because I like darker color schemes, so I use these very often. And it was nice to go back to something that I haven't used in a very long time. But this is the kitchen / dining, and it's a little bit cramped, but I did play test it, and your Sims can get around the table, which is really important because that's how they access literally almost every other room, and they can sit in every single chair, which was great. And then we move on to the formal living room, which I think looks very, I think I'm going to use the word sophisticated. It looks a little bit more formal than the family room for sure, which is why I actually end up swapping out these couches with couches from Discover University, which they just looked very fancy, very, very fancy to me, and I very much enjoyed them. That's the voice I make in my head whenever I make like a really fancy or regal looking build. So when I use furniture like that, that's the voice going on in my head. So you're welcome. But I really, really did like this room. It is very plainly decorated. There's nothing too crazy going on in here. I didn't want there to be like family pictures or drawings or anything in here, but there is this beautiful fireplace, which was at the beginning in the Ambience clip, which I'm realizing I haven't been doing the Ambience clips for apartments mainly in the past few weeks, but also builds. And I wanted to apologize because they've completely slipped my mind. I don't really know why. I think it was a combination of still having to build standing up at my standing desk compared to being able to sit at my desktop and record. So the back and forth of building on one computer and editing on another, it's been a ride. It has been a whole ride, and I always forget the ambiance. It's the last thing on my mind, and therefore I haven't been including it. So I'm going to try my best to include it more often. But you can see here that the room is pretty much coming together. I did struggle a little bit as to what to include in this room. I knew I wanted there to be at least a bookcase and a lamp, and since I didn't want it to look like a family room, I think that's why I struggled so much. I wanted the decorations to still be pretty homey, but nothing too formal or overly casual. if that makes sense. But I am decorating the bookcase here because, of course, a novelist likely reads very, very often. That's what I would think. Or maybe it's the complete opposite where they don't read anything and they just focus on their writing. I really don't know. I'm not a novelist. It's not my process. But yeah, I do change out those sofas. I don't remember if I do it on camera or not, but those end up being swapped over to the family room, which is going to be right here through the archway right off of the kitchen/dining. There I go, swapping those couches as I mentioned. But the family room's actually a decent size too. I didn't think it was going to be big enough to kind of house the 2 couches, but it worked perfectly and I was able to situate things exactly the way I was envisioning. There is a TV in here, so this is where maybe mom or dad, doesn't really matter at all. I really was just saying like one adult and then their 2 children, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe I was envisioning a single mom, I don't know. But the adult and their 2 children can come in here and like watch TV and have family movie nights and everything and leave the formal living room to be left undisturbed. That's what I'm thinking. And it was a really cozy family room, in my opinion. I really liked it. I loved just using so many soft colors throughout this build. This is my color scheme. This whole build is my color scheme. If I were to redecorate my apartment, it might be something like this, depending on the color of the floors and or carpets, because apartments in the US mainly have carpet, which I strongly dislike. But anyway, this is definitely a color scheme that I enjoy. This is kind of how I would decorate my house. So I really, really loved how this came out. And this is going to be the one and only full bathroom, I believe. There might be a half bath as well. You can kind of see it tucked behind this full bathroom. Or it could be another full bathroom. I may have been able to squeeze in 2. So there's one for, I suppose, guests or something like that. That's a little bit more accessible off the hallway. And then there's another one back towards the bedrooms. So maybe that's what the family uses. And that's the bathroom that's kind of off limits to people that come over. That was kind of my thought. Or you could kind of make one an adult's bedroom, or not bedroom, bathroom, and one a kid's bathroom, which I might have actually done. I do this all the time. If I have something that's pre-recorded from months ago and I haven't touched it yet, yeah, this is the kids' bathroom. That's what I was thinking. I kind of know where my mindset is, but I should really watch back some of the footage before I start talking about it, because sometimes I don't know what the heck I'm talking about because I can't remember. But this is going to be another hallway, so this is how you would access all of the bedrooms. And mom's bedroom is going to be the one right here, right to, I suppose, the right of that hallway, and then the other one is going to be the kids' room. And this was kind of a struggle because it was a little bit smaller than I was anticipating, especially because I wanted to make sure that there was a desk in this room, because this is for an adult sim who's a novelist. So trying to figure out where to put the desk, trying to make it a really functional workspace, but also having all the necessities of a bedroom was a little bit of a challenge. I do really like the end result, but it's a bit cramped. I can't lie, it's a little bit cramped. And totally off topic, when this video goes live for all of you, it'll be Friday, and it'll be Friday morning. And I want to talk about Animal Crossing actually for a second, because the update 2.0 came out recently, and the DLC, which I can't remember the name, but it's basically the Animal Crossing version of Dream Home Decorator. I am very ecstatic. I have already been playing with the update for 2 days now because it came out freaking early, which is incredible. The DLC is going to be available very, very soon, so I'm going to be downloading that. And the reason I'm bringing this up, not only because I'm excited about it, but I'm bringing it up because I will be streaming today on Friday, November 5th, at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So in whatever amount of hours from when this video goes live, I will be streaming, and I haven't streamed in months now. 1, because of my arm injury, and 2, because I was super duper scared to stream. After not streaming for a while, I was horrified. I still am. I'm very nervous for stream. I hope people show up. I hope you guys enjoy the Animal Crossing madness that is about to take place, because I am all in on this game. I restarted my island. It is my favorite island that I have created thus far. I've never finished an island, so my goal is to finish this one. But I got amiibos, I made my own, and I got every single villager that I wanted. It has been such a wild ride the past few weeks as I have been preparing for this update. So hopefully you guys will join me tonight, this afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and we will be checking out the update and DLC, and I will be touring my incomplete island thus far, and I'm really hoping to potentially get back into streaming more often. I did consider creating an Animal Crossing YouTube channel, mainly because I would be able to stream on there and just kind of chop down the little snippets and highlights of Animal Crossing streams and just provide a different space for different kinds of content. But let's just be honest, I'm way too lazy and I don't have the time to do that because I work full time and I barely have the time to keep up with Sims YouTube. So it's not going to happen. So I will just keep all of my streams and Animal Crossing content here as well. If that messes up the algorithm, then so be it. I don't really care. But this is the kids' room, back to the build. And I really did like it. It was kind of a darker color scheme with the black woods, which was conflicting with the darker brown woods throughout the rest of the unit, but I did really like it. I loved this room. I was able to at least cram in one child's activity, which is the creativity table. And then I just tossed a ton of posters and fun things all over the walls. Maybe these kids are even like preteens because some of these things seem a little bit more mature. I think I was thinking preteens or teenagers actually. We're just going to go with that. But we are almost at the end of this renovation. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. I hope to see you at 2 p.m. today for stream for Animal Crossing. And I will catch you next time I post a video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
You were the type that eclipsed the room. I was the one who arrived too soon. But no one would ever bet against us. If they saw us exchanging glances, I was too busy to fall in love. You were too busy to break my heart. Nobody else was there to stop us. Nobody else was there to warn us. Now we go on and on with this poor love song we've been working on far too long, baby. Do you still remember when our hearts tuned up spontaneously? On and on like a marathon, we keep running from fighting for something to remind us that we're better than this poor love song. Too busy watching the TV screen,